What is up? What is up? What is up, everyone? Back again, playing another FPS gameplay. Now, one thing I do want to mention, it's been a while since I did a commentary gameplay, but good thing is we actually doing one now. And I just want to touch base on what happened in this game, and I definitely want to do some more Halo and other games out there to communicate what's happening in the game. So far, what you notice is that all my devs are kind of just skip that, so we don't have to sit here for like 10 seconds. And one thing why I brought up this video, because I thought it would be great to actually see how I'm playing and how we're rotating with random players. Now, one thing, everyone has their own opinion of just like gaming in general, and I for myself has always believed you know, you always got to feel belief in your own individual skill and what you're capable of. Through all the years I have played video games, I have always felt that I was a very, just to not to boast about myself, but I always thought I was a very highly skilled player especially during the time when my prime years. And it could be another story for that, but what makes up for being a very highly skilled individual player is and team player is that first off, you got to know how to adapt with random players, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm able to read the players that I'm playing with, and you're gonna see how we rotate in around the map and how I'm helping the teammates out, how they're helping me out. But that's one of the big advantages why I always will say, like years ago when I was younger, I used to always say I was like the multi-game legend, and I'm the like the greatest player in FPS. At the time it was console, but that goes a long way. I don't need to be paired up with a bunch of great players to prove, you know, how great I am. I used to be paired up with guys who was a big fan of mine, and they even wore the name, like ShinDeon, for example, and Shin Panic. They were just huge fans for my talent, and I trained fans to become great players, and we actually became one of the best teams on a particular game in the past. But that just goes to show to say that still never left. I'm still able to adapt to multiple games that same way, and that skill just not the same skill as it was in the past, but that's still all part of me. But anyways, that could be another story. Just to go on about what's happening in this game, I just love the way how you know, the guys that I'm playing with now, you know, how they rotated around the map with me and how we protected certain parts. There was a lot of gaps, as you can see, of opponents actually still able to shoot me in the back and things like that. But you got to remember, when you're playing with random players and you have a random game like this, you're going against people who are paired up as fours. You know, they've been playing, some people have been playing fours for a very long time. You know, one big thing for new players or people who don't play Halo a whole lot, and you happen to just play a random game like this, is to try to mark exactly, you know, what you want your teammates to try to push with you on, you know. Now, I do have another rocket in here. I know on the screen it's going to show at 0, but I did have another rocket in there because the theater has a little bugs to it that just need to be worked out on. But just take a look there on how we crush this A hill point as a team. Now, this is, of course, a random game. I have a few others that I definitely want to upload, and I'm going to upload more in the future. That there are people that just rotate very well. They play teamwork very well, and that's just huge, you know, because I work off of that very well, and I just kind of see what my teammates are doing. As you can see, you're going to see, I always do the same thing. I always come around to help teammates and just try to keep the rotation going. There's times I try to hide behind pillars. Hopefully my teammate go and get some shots in, then I'll pop back out. Things like that. Now, one thing I do want to say, it is very difficult. It already been said by console, like controller Halo pros, that it is extremely difficult to be very good at this game on mouse and keyboard. I'm playing at a huge disadvantage. I do want to show the difference, right? This game I'm playing with, I believe, mouse and keyboard. But I do want to show a difference of when I use a controller, because I can play controller as well. Remember, I came from console. I prefer the mouse and keyboard. I did become a big mouse and keyboard user, surprisingly, but the control, look how my aim is. That's all like auto aim off. Like, trust me, I play both very well, and this definitely no auto aim on the mouse and keyboard. Now you're gonna think because you're on mouse and keyboard you have the maneuver to turn and do all these other crazy tricks that you should have an advantage, but that's not true for players who I still feel that I'm not a master at mouse and keyboard like some people are who've been playing it for like 20 years. So for us, I feel like this is a very disadvantage for us. It's very difficult to not just this game but a lot of games, but it was mainly this game only because you have that controller user who have massive auto aim versus the mouse and keyboard who don't really have the aim assist, is what most people would say. But the aim assist is a highly percentage of auto aim. Trust me, as I tell you. I play with both, and I'll show you the difference of how I perform with the auto aim controller being used. Now, you'll probably say, why don't you just use the controller then? You know, since you got a lot of auto aim. Again, I prefer the mouse and keyboard because it feels more comfortable. You know, I'm not a small guy anymore. You know, I'm a grown man, and you know, my hands are not small. Many of you who ever seen, you know, I do a lot of fitness, and my hands are not small. Grown man. So the mouse and keyboard is very comfortable. I can sit back, relax, and play differently on mouse and keyboard than how I could play on controller. I just feel like for myself, there's a lot of strain nowadays for me play with controller. I just don't like it much. It's different. It's not like nothing wrong with it. It's just different comparing to mouse and keyboard. Long story short, I feel comfortable with mouse and keyboard. So I just want to clear it out. But yeah, the rotation on this game is almost already over. But the rotation with these guys, it was just amazing. You know, this game could have probably went longer. You know, and I stopped right here, so I just took a death. But I stopped right here. I was in communications with the guy. We were chatting. You know, these guys were very cool, and we were definitely down to run some more games, and that's what we were chatting about. But other than that, I do want to say that you know, there are some people out there that just kind of you know, rotate the way how you see those guys. You see how all three of them are rotating around right now. It was just great teamwork. One thing I don't think, or I'm not sure if these guys are already in a party of 3, and I just happen to be the one that just, you know, hopped in with them. But whenever you play the open game type, that's what happens. But as you can see, still assist king. That's one of my biggest things on Halo. Have always been a dominant assist player. There are games I usually get like 20 assists. I always end up getting a higher assist.